Hello and welcome to episode 31 of IOnTheTigers, a podcast all about the National Ice Hockey League, but one that always has an eye on the Telford Tigers. Before we get into the news, it's different background, moving some things around here at home, so recording from a different room. No shirts in the background at the moment. Might see if I can work on getting one up in place for future episodes. Anyway, you probably haven't tuned in to take a look at different backdrops, different rooms that I'm recording from within my house, so we might as well get straight into the news of the week. Coming out from Tigers camp, it's a player who's left the club. So Zane McKenzie has left the club. Interesting one. I think there was lots of hope at the start of the season that he'd become a really big, important player for us. He's chipped in, he's done a great job, but I don't know if we've necessarily seen the points that perhaps everybody was hoping for. Wish him all the best. Personal note, I can't commend him highly enough for sort of what he did for the fans. Always came across, and when I've taken my son to games, always came across, made sure we had a fist bump for him, and big smile and everything like that. So definitely missed on that front, as well as the on-ice contributions that he made. Also from Tigers camp, our Pride shirt, the design was revealed earlier today. It's going to be done through an auction. That goes live midday tomorrow, so be looking forward to seeing what happens with regards to those. In news from elsewhere across the league, Leeds Knights have made a signing. They now have their third non-British trained player in place. It's a familiar name. Jake Witkowski rejoins the Leeds Knights. He played for them last season, played 24 games. In those 24 games, 16 plus 30 to give him 46 points and 2 penalty minutes as well. So, you're Leeds Knights fans, you know exactly what you're getting. The rest of the league knows exactly what Leeds are getting. And that's a player who goes along at the best part of 2 points a game. Well, that's not going to weaken the Knights, let's be honest about that. So, great addition there for the Knights, and I'm sure he's going to put up some good numbers for them. Moving on to the results. So the action started Friday night with the Sharks hosting the Leeds Knights. There was only ever going to be one outcome to this one, but no, there wasn't. Finished Sharks 4, Knights 3. It took a penalty shootout to separate them, but the Sharks got the 2 points. Didn't see that one coming. I don't think many people saw that one coming, to be fair. And I know I normally do this at the end, but it's the result of the weekend, isn't it? Take a look through all the other scores, which we'll do in a moment. But realistically, it is the result of the weekend. There's no point in trying to sort of pretend otherwise, at least as far as I'm concerned. Saturday night, before we get into the rest of the National League fixtures, Tigers 2 were at home, Bradford Bulldogs, 7-0 win. So 3 goals less than the previous week, but another shutout. So here I am, I'm recording on the 15th of January. Tigers 2 have played 2 games in that time and have actually yet to concede a goal this calendar year. How much longer can that streak go on? Another good strong win there for Tigers 2. Back to the National League, and Tigers travelled to the Lightning. It was a 6-3 win for the Lightning. Empty net goal at the end, sealing the points there definitely. Tigers did a good job of containing on the whole, but I did feel that Lightning were the better team throughout. We had a good little spell in the third to pull it back to 5-3. It was 5-1 and we pulled it back to 5-3. Pulled netminder and empty net goal to seal it there for the Lightning. Pitbulls hosted the Sharks. Sharks, fresh off a big win over the Leeds Knights at home, travelled all the way down to Bristol, and again they had to put in a bit of extra time. Game went to overtime, but again the Sharks were the happier team. 2 points as it finished Pitbulls 6, Sharks 7. Wildcats hosted the Bees, and Wildcats ran out 9-4 winners, so a good strong win there on home ice for the Wildcats. Raiders hosted the Seahawks. 11 goals in this game. Seahawks, though, got the better of the goals, winning 6-5. And the Steel Dogs were at home to the Phantoms, and it was an away win. Phantoms winning 7-1 up in Sheffield. Move on to Sunday night. Tigers hosted the Steel Dogs. Very comprehensive win for the Tigers, I think it'd be fairly safe to say, at 7-0. So plenty of goals there for the Tigers, and also a shutout to boot. Wildcats hosted the Phantoms. Wildcats scored 9 for the second night in a row, and they beat the Phantoms 9-5. That's not at all worrying with the upcoming fixtures, but we'll get onto those in just a moment. Bees hosted the Raiders, and it was a 5-3 win for the Bees. Seahawks hosted the Lightning, and the Seahawks won. Seahawks won 6-4 over the Lightning. So again, Lightning have perhaps experienced an issue or two just with some journeys on the road. Hull seemed to be able to get some results against them at Hull. And then last but not least, Leeds Knights hosted the Bristol Pitbulls. This could only go one way, and it did. Knights winning 7-5 over the Pitbulls. So that was last weekend. Moving on to the coming week. Friday night, Cup semi-final. We're going to start with the Cup. So Cup semi-final sees the Wildcats host the Lightning. I will go for the Wildcats to win the first leg. They're going to win on home ice. It's going to be quite close though, so it's going to set it up nicely for the second leg at Milton Keynes. Going back to league action, also on Friday night, the Knights host the Tigers. Knights win, unfortunately. They will just keep on rolling those lines, and eventually they'll find a way through and they'll score and they will win the game. I wish I could be more optimistic, and lads, tell you what, if you prove me wrong, I will be over the moon, but Knights win is what I'm going for there. Saturday, Wildcats host the Tigers. Wildcats win, unfortunately. They just seem to be in some really good form at the moment, the Wildcats. I think they're just going to beat us. To, not beat around the bush too much. Lightning host the Raiders. Lightning to win that one. Steel Dogs host the Sharks. Sharks to win in Sheffield. Seahawks host the Bees. It will be a Seahawks win. And Pitbulls host the Knights. Knights to win that one. Sunday night, there's a lot of fixture reversals. So we'll start off with the Tigers. So the Tigers host the Wildcats. Gonna have to go for an away win. I think the Wildcats will get a 4-point weekend. It's a really tough weekend for the Tigers. Away at Leeds, away at Swindon, and then at home to Swindon. Weekends can get tougher, but not by too much, to be honest. We get even a point out of the weekend. I think we've probably done pretty well, to be fair. Raiders host the Lightning. Lightning to win, but it will be closer than the previous night. Sharks host the Steel Dogs. Sharks to win that one. Bees host the Seahawks. Two teams that have been struggling a bit of late, so yeah, why not? Let's go for a Bees win on home ice. Might need overtime to separate them, but yeah, Bees win on home ice I'll go for there. And last but certainly not least, Phantoms host the Pitbulls. Phantoms to win that one. In terms of the game, or the games to look out for, I'm going to go for the Seahawks Bees playing each other twice over the weekend. I can see that one being shared. I can see those being a couple of good games. As always, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of my predictions, share your predictions, and I'll be back next week. So, bye for now.